Lead prioritization is simply separating quality leads from junk ones so that you can reach out to the leads that are most likely to buy first. In Lead Squared, let's go to Settings and Lead Prioritization. So here we have the three sub-features called Lead Quality Criteria, Engagement Scoring, Lead Flagging. Note, this feature can be accessed by the users having administrator or marketing user roles only. So let's go to Lead Quality Criteria. Lead Quality Criteria helps you to find out the leads where the most effort should be focused on. Or in other words, it helps you to find out the leads which should be called first. So how it works? It works based on the lead quality criteria you set according to your ideal customer persona, ICP. So what is ideal customer persona? Your ideal customer is someone who is the best fit for your product. So your ideal customer persona is just a set of features that you use to represent your ideal customer. Let's take an example of three different business verticals to observe their ICP. In this example of a tier 2 institute offering a full-time MBA course, I would be looking for the attributes as profession, age group, work experience, and job title. So their ideal customer would be a software engineer between the age group of 20 to 25 and having work experience of 1 to 3 years and having a job title which is less than a manager, whereas the ideal customer persona for a real estate developer in Bangalore would be similar but with different attributes. The attributes as profession, age group, work experience, job title, and marital status. Whereas a travel agency selling budget packages, the attributes would be different. Their ideal customer would be between age group of 20 to 25 and who is a student or a professional with 0 to 3 years of experience and who is unmarried. So let's go back to Lead Squared and set up lead quality criteria. So here we have lead quality criteria already set up, so we can edit it or unpublish it, but currently I'm going to edit, and here we have to set up the attributes for which the lead quality criteria should be computed. So I will add the first attribute, which is profession, and then I will add age group, and we have work experience, and later we have job title. So we have added 4 different attributes to calculate lead quality criteria, and we can set the weightage for these 4 attributes equally by clicking this option called assign weightage equally across the attributes. Or if you want to manually assign weightage, then you can disable it and click edit and change it. And then I'll click define attribute score. So here in step 2 we can set the score for each attribute and their respective values. So for profession, I can say when profession is professor, then I don't want a professor lead to be scored more. I will give it as 2. And for doctor, I'll give it as 3. And for a software engineer, I'll give it as 10 because that is the ideal customer for me. And for a lawyer, I'll give it as again 2. And a businessman could be an ideal customer for me, so I'll give it as 8. Then we'll go to age group, which is another parameter. So you can set it as age group is 18 to 21 is not an ideal customer for me, so I'll give it as 5 and I'll save. In the next one I'll select 22 to 25. I'll give it as 10 because that is ideal customer for me. for the next one, I'll give it as rest all 0. And then the work experience. So the first option here is nil, and hence I'll give it as 0. And the second one, I'll give it as 1, 2, 3 as 10. Rest all is 0. Job title, associate, 10. Executive, 10. And then we have manager and officer. Right, so I'll again select as rest all is 0 and save. So we have set up different attributes and their respective scores, and now we can go ahead and click save and publish. So our lead quality criteria is published, and Lead Squared computes its score based on the criteria which we have provided. So let's go to manage leads page and check a couple of leads. As you can see from these set of leads, these two leads have the selected parameters. Age group is 31 to 35, and the job title is officer, profession is professor, and work experience is 7 to 10 years. So hence the lead quality score is 1 out of 10. Whereas the other lead matches all the criteria. Age group is between 20 to 25, and job title is executive, profession is software engineer, and work experience is 1 to 3 years. Hence the quality score is 10 out of 10. You can also see that score by opening the lead, and it displays in the vCard. Alright, so now we have set up lead quality criteria. The manual prioritization discussed till now is an incomplete test of a lead's likelihood to buy, as it is solely static and does not take into account the degree of buying intent that a lead has at a point of time. For example, if a lead matches the ICP but it may have already enrolled in a college, there is no simple manual process through which a lead's buying intent can be ascertained. Buying intent occurs when a person has the desire as well as the purchasing power to buy your product. Now, how can you spot whether a lead has buying intent or not? The answer is by measuring their level of engagement with your business. The more a person responds to your marketing campaigns, or visits your website, or spends time on your blog, the higher are the chances that they are interested in buying from you. So to calculate the level of engagement, we have engagement scoring. It is a quantifiable number that helps in finding engaged versus disengaged leads, and also comparing leads based on their relative scores. Here we have to set up a lead engagement criteria so that the application computes engagement scoring based on it. We have 3 elements: activity period, lead stages, and activities. So activity period in days, here you define the number of past days for which lead activities are to be included in calculation of engagement score. Default value is 30 days, but you can change it as per your requirement. And then the lead stages. It defines the stages of leads for which you want to calculate the engagement score. The default value is set as all the active lead stages in your account except the last stage, since the last stage is usually a customer or a client or a sign up, etc. Currently customer is selected, but I will disable it and select the other 3 active lead stages. And the next one is lead activities to include. So here you define the activities that should be included in computation of engagement score. By default, all the inbound activities for which score is greater than equal to 1 is selected, but you can select as per your requirement. So once this is set up, you can simply click save, and based on this requirement it computes the lead engagement score. Now we have another feature called lead flagging. Lead flagging rules allows you to identify leads that need a follow-up or escalation. The rules defined in lead flagging allows the lead squared system in analyzing lead behavior at its various stages. Any deviation from the specified rule results in lead flagging. To create a lead flagging rule, click create rule and then click stage routing. The create lead flagging rule step 1 pops up. A lead can be flagged if a lead stays in a specific stage for a long duration. So select the lead stages in which the rule needs to be applied and click configure flag properties. So the other two lead stages are grayed out. They are not highlighting because there are lead flagging rules already applied for those stages. So you can only create lead flagging for these two lead stages in active stages and for these three stages in inactive stages. So I have clicked opportunity and then I'll click configure flag properties. Now the step 2 of create lead flagging rule pops up. Configure the properties and the duration for each lead to be flagged. The lead flagging happens in the hierarchy of provided order. First, for the first 200 minutes it will be flagged as due, and later after 24 hours it will be flagged as overdue, and after 3 days it will be flagged as escalated. And you can change the duration from this drop downs, and you can also set the flagging message. You can customize the flagging message. By default it shows this message as due for follow-up due to stage routing. You can also enable a webhook so that webhook allows you to send a SMS notification, etc. And you can also add filters in this step. To do this, click set filter. Filtering the lead allows you to have more control over the leads and flag only certain leads. You can specify a criteria here. So I have set a criteria as city is New York. So this flagging will happen only for the New York City leads. And once it is completed, you can simply click save and publish. And lead flagging has set up for 3 different lead stages. One is opportunity and the other 2 are new and prospect. Once the leads are flagged, the leads appear with the flag symbol next to the lead name in manage leads page. And you can also see its activity in activity history. And that is all. Flagging is completed. So based on the lead prioritization we set, it is displaying lead quality score, lead engagement score and lead flagging. So go ahead and set your lead prioritization.